Greetings from beautiful Orlando, Florida. I'm here at the registration for IAAPA Expo, which is the global association for the attraction industry. So inside here, there's going to be a lot of theme parks, water parks, museums, events, everything that I love and I'm interested in. So I'm going to go around and see what's here and maybe meet some cool people. So stick with me. So there's a huge trade show floor that we're going to go to in a second, but upstairs they have these educational spaces, a lot of them with really interesting, oriented towards the people in the industry, obviously, for theme parks and water parks and zoos and museums and event shows and stuff like that. So a lot of really interesting seminars and workshops going on throughout the whole week. This is a 5-day show, so huge. Okay, so this is what we see when we come into the show floor. And this is what's going to be crazy. There's actually rides here. It's like a theme park. So we're going to go explore, see what's available here. And here's Badger. It's not the honey badger though. As it is a trade show for amusement parks and theme parks and so on, they actually do have real rides inside here that you can go and test it out. So, and they got bumper cars. They got some VR stuff. I think I'm going to pass out at the end of the day because there's just so much and maybe even too much to see here. So one of the many attractions that's available here is called Beat the Bar. It's basically a pull-up bar. If you can do more than 2 minutes on it, they'll give you $100. But the problem is that the bar is actually much thicker than a normal pull-up bar, and also it rotates, so it's on bearings. So this guy told me that of all of the thousands of people that have tried this, nobody has ever beaten this. And nobody has ever gotten $1,000. Not even me. I lasted for 14 seconds. This guy goes a little bit longer than me. But see, once the grip starts to go, there's really nothing holding you back anymore because it rolls. And this guy, strong as he was, 43 seconds. That's a good machine. And it's very easy, very simple, very low tech. Love it. Crazy amounts of inflatables all around. Huge amounts. And all kinds of inflatable oriented. We got some Star Wars stuff, we got some Toy Story stuff. It's all about the branding and it's all about the excitement. Clearly virtual reality games is where the action is. I've seen several of these already. Some of them are more contained than others, and some of them are more free roaming. This is something in between where you actually play against players on different platforms, different areas. I'm going to show a little bit closer. And same company but different applications, so instead of having a huge screen attached to whatever device you're playing with, you'll actually get the VR experience, so it's there straight in front of your face, and here you can see I'm not actually showing the real time gameplay. And here we see a more free roaming virtual reality laser tag. In case you didn't know, I used to operate a laser tag arena back in the day, so I have inside experience of this whole thing. But you see that these guys actually have a thing on their back which enables them to move a little bit more freely compared to the other applications where they have just the kind of goggles and then they're linked up with a system that's usually running in the ceiling. So I'm seeing these VR applications all over. There's tons of them. There's a lot of robotic stuff. So when technology improves, obviously the applications where they're first implemented would be amusement parks and things like that. And I know that all over the world, amusement parks are in trouble because you can get the VR experience, and there's so many experiences you can get from the comfort of your own home that actually spending money and going somewhere is a little bit trickier. Though these same parks, they invest in branded stuff like Marvels and Disney and Harry Potter and Star Wars, things like that. And that's how the big ones still gather a big crowd, but especially for the smaller ones, it's much more difficult than it was before, because the amusement parks and the theme parks used to be the only place where you can get experiences like this. Now you can get a lot of VR stuff as well, like those straight behind me. You can now also buy these. They're still a little bit expensive, but hey, in 10 years they'll be free for everybody. Not free, but you know, available for everybody. Okay, he's dead. Okay, here's something really new. It's combination of laser tag and live action role playing. So you can see closer there. There's actually infrared receptors on the belt here, and these also have infrared transmitters. I'll show it closer here, right there. And so they can actually play a kind of laser tag, but with these real swords. Okay, kill him. There we go, ready for battle. You can get the sound effects, and it's in this contained area, so this would work at a theme park. This is kind of what we were looking for back in the day with doing laser tag, Lord of the Ring style, but not with the physical contact. But these guys have pushed through. This is really interesting. Battle Cage. I'm actually a little bit looking for some kind of machine dance game operation, and here we got a projector base that is projecting down there, and then it can sense when you're pressing on the different parts of that platform. I'm surrounded by plush toys, huge ones and small ones. And of all the lines I've seen so far at this whole trade show, the longest one goes to where they give out free pretzels. So this will be a lesson for you. If you want to have a great crowd on your trade show, give out free pretzels. Food always works. Now I'm getting into the part of the expo where the exhibitors actually, they have so big equipment that they can't actually fit, at least not all of them, on the show floor. So they're basically just exhibiting their operations, and all of the big players are here showing off all of the installations they've done worldwide. One thing is for sure, I was going to save this for the end, but I got to say it already now, that this industry is not going anywhere. There's huge amounts of money and huge amounts of energy put into developing theme parks and attractions all over the world. Maybe as an answer for people staying more at home, playing with their own devices and so on. So this is really interesting to see where this is going, and I'm not the only spiritual guy here, because there's a couple of monks here as well. Maybe they have their own theme park somewhere. Back about 10 years ago, I was in the machine dance dancing game, DDR, ITG world, and I used to go to these fairs all the time, checking out all of these big players. So we got Sega, we got Marvel, we got Andamiro, we got Bandai, we got all of these big players here, and kind of stayed the same. The arcade world is pretty much the same, but obviously everything is much bigger, everything is much grander, better resolution and so on. But I'm going to go explore this world and see if there's anything new that I haven't seen before. And I'm still looking for that Dance Dance Revolution or Dance Game application somewhere. Hopefully I'll find it. And there we go. I found it straight away. I'm going to go check it out. So in the dance gaming world, there's two options. There's basically two big players that were around some time ago. Andamiro is one. They make this Pump It Up game with 5 panels, and then we got Konami, who used to make Dance Dance Revolution games with 4 buttons, and they're total opposite. I'm going to show you how this works. So you can see there's 5 buttons there, 5 corners in the center, and then the Dance Dance Revolution is the total opposite. This is the kind of games that I grew up with back in the 80s, but this is the largest one that I've ever seen. Apparently it is the world's largest. The controls and the gameplay is still the same. Pac-Man rules. These guys are at it. This is a pretty close home-based system. But of course it's fun to play with your friends. Hype up on sugar in the theme park. We've got a lot of different games in one same. application. Now, this might not be the most interesting part of the expo, but it is super important. These guys sell non-stick, non-slip safety surfacing products. Because you gotta have stuff like this. Otherwise, especially in the US, you'll get sued if somebody slips over. So, in the midst of all of this high tech, all of this stuff, there's still people selling the simplest thing ever, non-slip surfaces. In the midst of all of the VR experiences, this is kind of nice. It's kind of like a computer-assisted experience where you use the ball, but you play these targets, which has real-life applications in the sports world as well. And this is what I like, when it's more than just a game, but the game actually is there to help you keep the clients or the players immersed in something fun and awesome, and also be able to count points. This is really cool. Hexagon. So back in 2004 to 2006, I operated a laser tag arena in Helsinki called Megazone. Now the system is zone, and it was called different things, ultra zone, laser zone, and so on in different countries. Now I'm standing here on their stand, their exhibition stand here at the fair, and we're going to check out their latest system, how that looks in 2019, because this was like 13 years ago when I stopped doing that stuff with that system. So let's check it out. So this is called Helios 2. These are really sturdy, really nice. This vest is quite light. And we got a phaser here, which is a little bit bigger than the ones that we worked with. It has a screen there for all of the information. This one used to be a monochromatic LCD screen. This is much more advanced. And here on the back you have also very sturdy, because we used to have issues with these breaking all the time. So this looks much nicer. And obviously with new technology, you have all of these update zones. They just told me that you can even have, when you come for a recharge or to get an upgrade or get something, you have to solve questions, or you have to solve mathematic mathematic equations to get your upgrade. And this is how the actual base looks. So, you know, everything is more blinking, more color and so on, and looks more sturdy. So this looks pretty cool. But as I told the manufacturers, that this phaser is not as cool as the one that we used to, but apparently they're not going to change it ever, sadly. Okay, so I just broke my VR cherry, and I had to do it because I found this game, and I love music games, and I love rhythm games. So this was the way that I decided I'm going to give VR a shot. It's really immersive, it's really interesting. This would be great for any kind of theme park or amusement park where you need a non-operational, so you don't need to have an attendee there. You can just have this as a standalone, or in a shopping mall or whatever. I know this is available for home devices as well, but this one was pretty cool, and you can stand here next to it and watch. Obviously not the same as watching it actually with the glasses on. Now I'm gonna head out. Enough for today. I'm gonna head out to the outside area where the big players are. See you then. And now we're outside. We're gonna go to the outdoor exhibits. Here are all the big boys. Okay, so we got some bouncy castles. We got some tents. We got some more bouncy castles. We got some bigger rides and so on. This wasn't as interesting for me, but I just wanted to show you guys what's out here. So I'm walking through the show floor for the final time, just taking a last look and just making my way out of here. Now, the question is for you: have you enjoyed watching my report from the show floor at an event like this? And would you like to see something like this in the future? Let me know. And another question is that I know filming like this is a little bit of a different, more personal way of focusing on me. Now the question is, would you prefer to see this on an Instagram story like it is right now, or would you prefer me to make this into a YouTube or Facebook video and filming like this instead? So let me know, how do you feel?